Hello everyone, I'm Bruffy1322 and this video is going to show the top 10 fastest cars to have ever set a lap around the track. I'm starting here with a little bonus showing the fastest vehicles from each of the non-car classes, and the near 50-second lap time of the Oppressor or near 30-second lap time of the Alpha won't be seen by any of the cars. But they'll get pretty close though, which is kind of amazing all on its own. So 2 weeks ago I released a video showcasing the fastest cars for racing in each class. Go check that out if you want to see what the current competitive order is for every single class at the top in the cars that you need going into, you know, the new DLC that's coming out in a few days. But for this video I wanted to open things up a bit by including non-raceable cars and quite simply just taking a look at the overall top 10 list for lap time. I figured it was a fun way to see the overall picture now, including rocket powered vehicles, HSW cars and normal cars as well. But ironically we don't see any HSW cars for quite a while, with the fastest non-HSW raceable supercar of the Emirates doing just enough to scrape into the list in 10th place, behind the rocket powered supercar of the Scramjet, which is just ahead of it in 9th. It's kind of crazy that the Emirates is only quick enough to just scrape into the top 10 for the top 10 fastest cars overall, and it kind of shows you how the game has moved on and faster and faster vehicles have been added, even faster than the Emirates, which is, you know, still dominant in supercar races if you're on the old gen versions of the game. In 8th place we've got the Toreador, which is the only sports classic car that we're going to see in this list. Also interesting to note that there aren't any sports cars in this list. The Toreador is the fastest of the non-raceable sports classics and just the sports classics class in general, obviously because of the rocket powered boost at the back, and it's also the fastest 4-seat car as well. And then in 7th place we've got the R88, which is the slowest of the open wheel cars, only by a little bit though over the DR1, which is in 6th place. It's only a fraction quicker, but yeah, the rest of this list is dominated by open wheel cars of course and supercars. There's no more sports cars or anything else like that, and the Toreador was the only sports classic that we saw. And that's what you kind of would expect at this point when you're just focusing on the fastest cars in the game. It's just, you know, it really is just down to these two classes of supers and open wheel. Vigilante, 5th place. It's kind of amazing that it's down in 5th considering it was once the number 1 overall for the fastest lap time. But again, as I always mention with the Vigilante, it's only because of that absolutely humongous rocket boost. Without that boost being active, it gets a lap time of 1 minute 6 seconds, which it's only quicker than the Bullet in the supercars class in that instance. So it's only that rocket that gives it its speed. And it's the grip that gives the open wheel cars their speed. Their grip in the corners, the PR4 in 4th place, the second quickest open wheel car, but it's only the 4th quickest overall. There's 3 cars now quicker than the very first open wheel car that we ever got, and it's kind of crazy to say that. And 2 of them aren't open wheel cars, because now finally in the top 3 we will see our first HSW car. First up is the Cyclone 2, which is obviously we're talking about the HSW versions, and also when I'm talking about raceable vehicles I am talking about regular races, by the way. I am aware that some of these vehicles can be used in transform races, but that's not what we're considering. With the Cyclone 2, the HSW, a 55.8 second lap time, quicker than the PR4 open wheeler, obviously because of its absolutely humongous acceleration. It's absolutely crazy off the line. But it is only the 2nd quickest supercar for lap time, but it is very, very close to the top, and the top 2 are very evenly matched when it comes to, you know, if HSW is turned on for supercar races. In 2nd place overall for the fastest cars across the entire game to have set a lap, we've obviously got the weaponized Ignis. Recently got a price increase, unfortunately, but it is the number 1 quickest supercar for races. It is usable in regular races despite being weaponized. The weapons just get disabled, and a 55.5 second lap time is absolutely ridiculous. Obviously if this was a top 10 list for top speed, it would be dominated by HSW cars, but you know, you need a lot more than just top speed for setting a good lap around the track. You need braking, you need traction, you need acceleration, cornering ability. There's a lot that goes into it over and above just top speed. but these two HSW supercars really do stretch their legs to mix it in with the open wheelers. but ultimately they can't beat the BR8. This is the quickest overall vehicle in the game in terms of cars to have ever set a lap. A 54.7 second lap. It's the only car that's ever gone around the track in less than 55 seconds. Obviously, as we saw at the start of the video, we've got motorcycles and other sorts of things that are able to do that, but in terms of cars, the BR8 is the only one that's gone sub 55 seconds so far, and it's all because of that traction in the corners. It's so fast, and yeah, even the HSW supercars can't beat it. And do you know what? Rightly so as well. It should be an open wheeler at the top as the fastest vehicle in the game. One thing that I think I should mention as we look at some of the comparisons here, first of all, between the weaponized Ignis, the number one fastest supercar in terms of raceable cars, and the Vigilante, which is the fastest supercar in terms of the non-raceable supercars, of which there are only 3, alongside the Scramjet and the Rocket Voltic. But one thing that I should mention is that in the previous video showcasing the best cars to use in each class for racing, as it is right now, I explained how I'm getting new lap times for all of the cars in preparation for new 2024 testing videos and a brand new series for that. You can check out that video if you missed it for the full story, but remember that if you want to know what all those new lap times are before anyone else, as well as get the lap times and top speeds of the cars for the upcoming Mercenaries DLC before the videos on them go live, then check out patreon.com/Bruffy1322 or YouTube memberships via the join button below this video. Thank you so much to everyone who goes the extra mile to support me in those ways, and early lap time and top speed info is a perk that I offer there as a way to say thank you to those who choose to do that. But if you can't do that for whatever reason, that's absolutely fine. I'm just really appreciative that you're all here watching and supporting in the first place, and I hope you're excited for the new DLC testing videos and also the 2024 new series for car testing. One last thing before we go as well, can we just quickly talk about the fact that the HSW Hakucho Drag is the fastest raceable bike, and it's only less than a second slower per lap than the Oppressor, which is the fastest non-raceable bike and the fastest land vehicle to have ever set a lap around the track. The HSW upgrade for the Hakucho Drag makes it an absolute monster, and that is an incredible lap time from these two bikes. Obviously bikes have always been quicker than cars just because of the sheer grip that they have, but yeah, to be trading blows with the Oppressor is quite remarkable for the HSW Hakucho Drag, and yeah, what a upgrade the Hakucho Drag got then, taking an already very quick bike and making it monstrous and absolutely dominant for motorcycle racers when HSW is turned on. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. Like I said, feel free to check out patreon.com/Bruffy1322 or check out the perks for becoming a member via the join button below. I'll see you guys very soon, obviously for testing videos for the Mercenaries DLC next week. But beyond that, look forward to the new testing videos for 2024. I'm going to be hard at work testing everything, getting new lap times and making sure everything's all up to date. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you all for the support as always, and I'll see you next time.